What's up, Rule Breakers? No Policies here, and today we are here for Week 5 of the CSLL versus Xenoape. Don't know his team name, I just think it's Vixen Vaporeons. Honestly, I was really nervous for this match. It's pretty late, so I was pretty tired when I did this, and I still am pretty tired, but we're going to do this. So anyway, we started the match. And I'm going to tell you right now, I was really, really nervous going into this match. This doesn't excuse me from the way you'll see I'll play, but either way, it's pretty horrific. You'll see the plays I make, and honestly, they're just not very good. So, if we start the match off. You know what, we're gonna... How do I turn music off? I don't even know. Okay, there we go. So we're gonna turn music off. So I lead, my Tornadus. I think he's gonna lead with the, I didn't really think about it too much. I was, like, really, really nervous starting this off. Honestly, thinking about this, I should have started with Manectric, because he really didn't have anything other than Rhydon, and if he did, then I was in a bit of trouble. But I kind of let Aeolus. My thought process was because if he did lead, the Rhydon, then I can just go U-turn out, things like that. So, I decided to go for U-turn. So I go for U-turn here. He leads Zapdos. I just get U-turn because I know he can't outspeed me unless he's Scarf, which was kind of risky because if he was Scarf, then that could have really had a big impact on the game. But I end up going to Manectric. I think he's going to just go for the safe Electric-type move. I mean, he was probably predicting my Kyurem to come in, but I brought in Lino because I do have Lightning Rod, and if that did happen, then I would have taken that. But he misses the Heat Wave. Now, this will play a part later on in the match, and you'll see why. But for now, I was just like, it doesn't really matter. It wouldn't really done too much anyway, but it does kind of suck that he missed. But I know that I can do a lot of damage to this Zapdos, but I was really risky here because I have HP Ground. Now, with HP Ground, I mean, of course, going for HP Ground here would be really risky because if he stayed in with the Zapdos and, say, went for Heat Wave again, whittling down my Lino, I would be being whittled away at, and I would just be a wasteless turn, because he's just getting damage on me, and I'm not really getting much damage on him. So, I make a really smart play here. This is a good play, probably the best play I make early game. But I go for the HP Ground here, and luckily for me, he goes into the Rhydon. Now, I thought that he would do this, so I made either that or go into Aegislash. Either way, I wanted to go for the HP Ground to get as much damage off on either Rhydon, Aegislash, or even, like, say, not Charizard, but the Blaziken. If you wanted to bring that in for some odd reason. But it hit all those three mons, and I was willing to make the risky play to do that. So I get the Intimidate drop off, and I go for the HP Ground. Now, this is where I make a huge misplay. Not the biggest misplay, but it's a pretty big misplay. Now, I make a really risky play here. Now, I think he's going to go for the Earthquake, just like, because, I don't know, I just thought he would not overpredict and just go for the Earthquake here. So, I go into my, Tornadus here. Now, you'll see, this is a misplay, but, as you can see here, Stone Edge does not kill, and I knew Stone Edge wouldn't kill because of the Intimidate drop, which I'm glad you guys got off, but I knew it wouldn't kill, but it was really risky, so even if I did go into Stone Edge, that really, like, yeah, he wouldn't have killed me. So, I come in with Aeolus, and he doesn't kill me, but it gets a lot of damage off, enough to the point where I have to switch out, because, yes, Regenerator, I need to get that Regenerator boost off. So, I go into my Barbaracle, I believe, to take this either Earthquake or whatever he wants to go for. And he goes into Zapdos. Now, I don't know why I just didn't go for the damaging move, but I was really, really, like, I was like, I need to get the sweep off. I need to get the sweep off. So, instead of doing that, I decided to go for the Shell Smash. And he goes through the Volt Switch, brings me down to my Sash. Now, the way he brought in Aegislash, I pretty much knew he was Shadow Sneak. So, I pretty much couldn't keep Barbaracle around. Though I did, again, saving this as fodder was very good late game. Like, I played an awful early game, but my late game was spot on. And you'll see how that plays a big factor. So I bring in Cheez-It, knowing that he'd go for the Shadow Sneak. There really wasn't a reason not to. I decided to switch out into my Lucario, thinking he's just going to go for, like, the Iron Head. But he doesn't. So he doesn't, like, he wouldn't really do that much damage to me. Even if he was offensive, he still wouldn't do all that much unless he was running Sacred Sword, which would have been awful. Again, knowing this play now, I see, like, why did I go into Lucario? It ended up being not too bad of a play. Now, he brings in his Blaziken. And this is a play where I completely regret. But at the same time, I don't. Because he went... So, looking back at it, I don't really regret this play as much as I did in the match. In the match, I was so distraught. Like, I thought it was over at that point. Because I go into Kyurem. And you'll see that that was a dumb play. Because he goes for a high jump kick. And of course he connects. I mean, it's a 90% accurate move. And it's because he missed Heat Wave earlier, I wouldn't expect him to miss it. I didn't really consider... I literally, legitimately just thought about Flare Blitz. And I'm like, well, Kyurem's probably my best option in taking this Flare Blitz. Because, well, Nigma is gone, so things like that. Honestly, thinking about it, I probably should have gone into my Barbarcle, stacked that off, and probably gotten a Tornadus. Because then I could preserve Mr. Freeze until later on in the game. But I sacked this off, and I was completely messed up because of this. But yeah, so I was like, yeah, at that point I was just really upset. But I go into my Tornadus. Now, at this point, I really just wanted to get, I think I just U-turned here. I'm not quite sure what I did. I didn't hit Hurricane because I knew that wouldn't be a very smart play. No, I knocked off here, which is a pretty good play because I found out he was Choice Specs, which is very interesting. He was running Choice Specs Zapdos. Interesting. So now at this point, I go into Lino, knowing I can take Heat Wave, knowing whatever he's going to bring, and he goes for Volt Switch. Awesome. Volt Switch doesn't do that much. Now this is where my AV spreads came into play. Now, Charizard, I knew he would probably not go either. He wouldn't go for the... He'd probably go either for the Dragon Dance or for the Dragon Claw. And I needed to shut this Charizard down. Could not allow this thing to sweep. So I immediately go for the Thunder Wave. And like I predicted, he does go... I don't know what he went for there. He gets paralyzed. So we go for the HP Ground. Glad I brought that instead of HP... What is it? HP Ice? Or whatever I brought. No, over here. So I go for the HP Ground. Does over half. Amazing. And we live the Dragon Claw because I EV'd my Manectric to be able to take a Dragon Claw relatively well. And I'm so glad. I put pretty much... I sped prep for the Raichu, and I made sure that I could take a Dragon Claw. So he goes for the Dragon Claw, and I live it. I was like, yes, alright. So he switches out the Charizard. It doesn't really matter too much because his Charizard's paralyzed. It's at a low point of health. But, I mean, the para kind of sucks, but, like, I was kind of just trying to slow it down. Maybe if he'd gone for Dragon Dance there, it would have been a little more pivotal because then he would have been able to take me out with another Dragon Claw. But then again, there was another chance that he would have been paralyzed again. So, I don't know. But at this point, I didn't want to overpredict. I didn't really... If he wanted to go into Rhydon, I think I could have 2-hit KO that thing if he wanted to do that. I was not going to risk going for another HP Ground. So I just went up straight for the... Oh, I did go for the HP Ground here. Oh, okay, so he switched... Okay. Because he switched into Zapdos. Okay, so I just went for the HP Ground. I didn't want to predict the Zapdos coming in here. I just went for the HP Ground. And I take out the Zapdos with the Volt Switch. So really great here. And I go into my Lucario. Now, I was hoping he would go into Aegislash, but he ended up not, which was really unfortunate. I was hoping he would go into Aegislash because I'm carrying Shadow Ball, so that should be able to take the Aegislash, which is really awesome. Because then I can take that out and just be done with it. So he brings in the Blaziken, and I really had to make a decision. And I'm so glad I kept Barbarcle around because I just used Barbarcle as a sack. So he goes, and he goes for the knockoff. So knockoff, pretty interesting right there. And I go right into Tornadus. Now, I went for the knockoff last time, so therefore, I thought he would overpredict and just stay in, thinking that I was not going to go for the knockoff. But I realized, why don't I just go for Hurricane? I can 2-hit KO the Aegislash, and if not, he can't really do all that much to me in return. So I'm just going to go for Hurricane, get as much damage off and anything he wants to come in. If he keeps him Blaziken, then there goes that. Then Blaziken dies. if I missed the Hurricane, I'd be in a lot of trouble because I really can't deal with this Blaziken all that well. I can almost KO it with Lucario with Focus Blast, but again, that's also another shaky accuracy. So luckily I land the Hurricane and I take out that Blaziken. I was so relieved. I was like, yes, thank the lords that I took out that Blaziken. So I'm Life Orb, so that takes him out really easily. And at this point, I was wondering what he would go into. So he goes into his Aegislash. Now, I know that I can do a lot of damage with knockoff. I'm not going to be able to do enough. I know he would probably just go for the straight up attack move just to take my Tornadus because it really does a lot to his team. Like, other than the, it can shut down Lilligant, it can do a lot to Rhydon, even if it's like Eviolite, whatever. So I just want to get the knockoff off to get the damage off. And I find out he's banded. Banded, yes. So we knock off his item, which is so pivotal. He goes for the Iron, that takes me out. I'm not too worried about that. But at this point, I realize that Cincino can just come in and win because he doesn't have King Shield, so I don't have to worry about the attack drops. And Cincino can come in. And it all comes down to if I can land the Rock Blast on the Charizard, or not the Charizard, but yeah, the Rock Blast on the Charizard and the Tail Slap on the Lilligant. If I can't, then I lose because then, well, I don't lose, but it definitely lowers my chances of winning. Because I don't really have any ways to deal with that Lilligant outside of Lucario. It's gonna like a roll to take it out. So I need to land these hits. So going to Cheese It, the Cincino, and he stays in, just gonna knock off here. If he goes into the Lilligant, if he tries to save the Aegislash, that's fine. He can't do any priority moves, so I'm good there. So at this point, he has to rely on me missing these tail slaps. It's a pretty good chance. Not the best accuracy in the world. 85%. So I have to land this or I lose. So do I land it? I do land it. So I land it, and at this point, I was just praying, please, just land this Rock Blast and we can get a 3-0. Nice and clean 3-0 and get our record up. Now, Charizard, now he says GG here, and I was like, there is a way I can lose. If I don't know, like, paralyzed or not, he can still do a lot of damage to my team. I can kill him with Manectric, but still, I just get a lower differential. But there is a way for him to win. Like, if he gets, like, I don't know. He, like, say he's, like, running, like, Rock Polish, I don't know, Rock Polish, Focus Sash, Rhydon. Well, even then, he still loses. Either way, if I miss this Rock Blast, I get a lower differential. And I really wanted to keep the 3-0. 3-0, nice and clean win. So, do I lead do I keep landing the Rock Blast? And I do land the Rock Blast. So, with that being said, of course, I have Bullet Seed, so I can easily just take out that Rhydon. No risking the misses or anything. I just take out the Rhydon. So I get a crit there. Of course, it didn't matter. But I just say GG here. And I was really, I was really, like, in the beginning of the battle, awful plays. Honestly, I really wasn't prepared for that Blaziken. If I was, I feel like I would be able to take a hit better. Like, I'm really glad I brought Manectric. I was so debating whether I should bring Skuntank, Manectric, what I should bring. And I ended up bringing Manectric because I wanted, even though I feel like Stealth Rocks were a really bad thing against my team, but I had that feeling that he wouldn't bring Donphan. Kyurem wasn't going to serve that much of a purpose anyway. It would have probably helped against the Zapdos, especially since Zapdos did pretty much kill the Barbaracle. Kyurem would have probably, like I said, it would have helped against a lot of Mons. Though Choice banded Aegislash. Definitely interesting. I don't know. I don't know about how I feel about that. I feel like King Shield did a lot more against my team. Then again, he probably bring Choice Band thinking that I wouldn't bring, actually, you know what? No, I think he said that he said he prepped for the wrong team. Honestly, so I don't know. I mean, you gotta show someone your sets beforehand. So, I mean, if you don't, then, oh well. But I'm really glad we got a 3-0. It's not, it's not a 5-0, 6-0, 4-0, the sweep kind of area. But 3-0 is a nice and steady number. It was pretty close. Honestly, I thought I was going to lose. I really did. In the middle of the match, I was contemplating whether I should, not suicide or anything like that. I shouldn't laugh about that, but I don't know. I just said contemplating. Usually when I say I was contemplating, usually the first word you think is suicide. But let's get off that topic. But I thought I was going to lose. I really did. We just reset. That was just, I just didn't think I would win there. I don't know. I just was making so many awful plays. I should have gone for the safer plays, but, in the end, it was really this risky plays that really won me the game. So, I don't know. I just got to be very careful and very strategic about the moves that I use. Honestly, for my first battle, I expected to lose. I really thought, well, I wouldn't say I expected to lose, but I definitely was hoping that I would win, though I had a thought that I would probably lose. This team is great. Honestly, I think it really had to do with that Heat Wave miss. That Heat Wave miss probably, I don't know if that Heat Wave miss mattered all that much, but it definitely allowed me to paralyze that Charizard. I don't know. It is a 10% chance, and I feel like something, very hacksy. I think it wasn't that hacksy, though the hacks was kind of in my favor since he got paralyzed and Heat Wave. But other than that, there wasn't all that much hack, so I'm not really going to complain too much. I didn't really get hacked too much. If he crit me with that Stone Edge, I think we would have been done there at that point. Couldn't have taken out that Blaziken, really. I probably could, but it would have been very difficult. But yeah, I didn't know he had Blaziken, so that kind of hindered me, though then again, he didn't think I had any of these mons. So, that's just what you get. So, anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, subscribe, and comment. Hopefully you guys are excited that your Beijing Beheeyem are making it pretty far. We are now 2-3, even though we didn't lose. Now, I do want to clarify, I never lost any battles. It was just because the person before me that I took the place of ended up, he ended up forfeiting 3 of the matches that he was in. So I believe we did get a 3-0, and I believe now our differential is +1. So pretty good. Now we're in the positive again. Hopefully we can keep that streak going. And yeah, with that being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. So I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya later. Bye. Go Beijing. Beheeyem.